Do you memorize long lists of phrasal verbs but never use them? Do you know what give up means but freeze when you need to say it? Phrasal verbs are essential for natural English. Native speakers use them every day. Today, you will learn 120 practical phrasal verbs in real sentences, not just lists. You will practice them in context so they become natural. This shadowing practice is perfect for B1 to B2 learners. We will practice in 3 levels. Level 1, B1, intermediate, for simple phrasal verbs for daily life. Level 2, B1 to B2, intermediate/upper, for common phrasal verbs for everyday situations. Level 3, B2, upper intermediate, for more advanced phrasal verbs for natural fluency. Each level has 5 topics, and each topic has 8 sentences. You will hear each sentence twice, then you will repeat it twice. Focus on the phrasal verb in context. Let's stop memorizing and start speaking. Let's begin. Part 1, Level 1, B1, intermediate. Simple phrasal verbs for daily life. Daily routines. I wake up at 7 a.m. I wake up at 7 a.m. I get up right away. I get up right away. I turn on the lights. I turn on the lights. I take off my pajamas. I take off my pajamas. I put on my clothes. I put on my clothes. I pick up my keys. I pick up my keys. I leave home at 8 a.m. I leave home at 8 a.m. I come back home at 6 p.m. I come back home at 6 p.m. Everyday actions. I turn off the TV before bed. I turn off the TV before bed. She puts away her clothes. She puts away her clothes. He picks up his phone. He picks up his phone. I throw away the trash. I throw away the trash. She looks for her keys. She looks for her keys. He waits for the bus. He waits for the bus. I turn up the volume. I turn up the volume. She turns down the music. She turns down the music. School and work. I hand in my homework. I hand in my homework. She looks over the report. She looks over the report. He writes down the notes. He writes down the notes. We go over the lesson again. We go over the lesson again. I turn in my application. I turn in my application. She crosses out the mistakes. She crosses out the mistakes. He fills out the form. He fills out the form. We hand out the papers. We hand out the papers.
Travel and transport. We get on the bus. We get on the bus. We get off at the station. We get off at the station. She checks in at the hotel. She checks in at the hotel. He checks out at noon. He checks out at noon. I get in the car. I get in the car. I get out of the car. I get out of the car. We set off early in the morning. We set off early in the morning. They arrive at the airport. They arrive at the airport.
Feelings and relationships. I get along with my sister. I get along with my sister. She looks after her little brother. She looks after her little brother. He takes care of his dog. He takes care of his dog. We hang out on weekends. We hang out on weekends. I call back my friend. I call back my friend. She gives up smoking. She gives up smoking. He cheers up his friend. He cheers up his friend. We make up after an argument. We make up after an argument. Level 1, B1, complete. Great. You now know simple phrasal verbs. Let's move to Level 2. Part 2, Level 2, B1 to B2, intermediate to upper, common phrasal verbs. Communication. I called off the meeting. I called off the meeting. She brought up a good point. She brought up a good point. He pointed out the mistake. He pointed out the mistake. We talked over the problem. We talked over the problem. I found out the truth. I found out the truth. She made up a story. She made up a story.
He spoke up during the discussion. He spoke up during the discussion. We worked out the details. We worked out the details.
Problem solving. I figured out the answer. I figured out the answer. She sorted out the issue. She sorted out the issue. He dealt with the complaint. He dealt with the complaint. We came up with a solution. We came up with a solution. I got through the difficult part. I got through the difficult part. She got over her fear. She got over her fear. He got away from the stress. He got away from the stress. We pulled through the crisis. We pulled through the crisis. Daily life and chores. I clean up the kitchen. I clean up the kitchen. She tidies up her room. She tidies up her room. He puts away the dishes. He puts away the dishes. I throw away old newspapers. I throw away old newspapers. She gives away old clothes. She gives away old clothes. He sets up the computer. He sets up the computer. I charge up my phone. I charge up my phone. She warms up the food. She warms up the food. Work and business. I took on a new project. I took on a new project. She turned down the job offer. She turned down the job offer. He set up a new company. He set up a new company. We carried out the plan. We carried out the plan. I followed up with the client. I followed up with the client. She looked into the matter. She looked into the matter. He went through the documents. He went through the documents. We put together a proposal.
We put together a proposal. Social life and fun. We meet up on Fridays. We meet up on Fridays. She goes out with her friends. She goes out with her friends. He comes over to my place. He comes over to my place. We hang around the city. We hang around the city. I sign up for a class. I sign up for a class. She takes part in the event. She takes part in the event. He shows off his skills. He shows off his skills. We dress up for the party. We dress up for the party.
Level 2, B1, B2. Complete. Excellent. You are now using common phrasal verbs. Let's go to Level 3. Part 3, Level 3, B2, Upper Intermediate. Advanced phrasal verbs.
Advanced communication. She broke the news gently. She broke the news gently. He got his point across. He got his point across. I put forward a new idea. I put forward a new idea. She backed up her argument with facts. She backed up her argument with facts. He called out the mistake. He called out the mistake. We set up a meeting with the client. We set up a meeting with the client. I stood up for what was right. I stood up for what was right. She passed on the message. She passed on the message.
Overcoming challenges. He came through in a difficult situation. He came through in a difficult situation. She got over the setback quickly. She got over the setback quickly. I carried on despite the difficulties. I carried on despite the difficulties. We worked through the problems together. We worked through the problems together. He fought back against the criticism. He fought back against the criticism. She held on to her dreams. She held on to her dreams. I pulled myself together after the bad news. I pulled myself together after the bad news. We moved on from the past. We moved on from the past. Relationships and emotions. She opened up about her feelings. She opened up about her feelings. He let go of his anger. He let go of his anger. I stood by my friend through tough times. I stood by my friend through tough times. They fell out over a small argument. They fell out over a small argument. She made it up to him later. She made it up to him later. He grew apart from his old friends. He grew apart from his old friends. I warmed up to her after some time. I warmed up to her after some time. They patched things up and moved on. They patched things up and moved on.
Business and professional growth. She took over the department. She took over the department. He stepped down from his position. He stepped down from his position. I moved up the career ladder. I moved up the career ladder. We branched out into new markets. We branched out into new markets. He singled out the best candidate. He singled out the best candidate. I drew up a detailed contract. I drew up a detailed contract. She put in extra hours to finish the project. She put in extra hours to finish the project. We laid off some staff due to budget cuts. We laid off some staff due to budget cuts.
Advanced daily situations. She pulled off a great presentation. She pulled off a great presentation. He got through the long journey. He got through the long journey. I came across an old friend. I came across an old friend. She looked up some information online. She looked up some information online. He put off his decision until later. He put off his decision until later. We ran into unexpected problems. We ran into unexpected problems. I ended up staying home all day. I ended up staying home all day. She took up a new hobby in her free time.
She took up a new hobby in her free time.
Level 3, B2. Complete. Perfect. You have completed all 3 levels. 120 phrasal verbs in context.
Conclusion and next steps. Congratulations! You have learned 120 practical phrasal verbs in real sentences. You practiced them in context, not just memorizing lists, but using them naturally. You now know phrasal verbs for daily routines, communication, problem-solving, work, relationships, and advanced situations. Now, here is your mission. Use these phrasal verbs in your daily conversations. When you wake up, say it. When you figure out something, say it. The more you use them, the more natural they will become. If this video helped you, give it a like. Subscribe for more shadowing practice. Share it with a friend who wants to stop memorizing and start speaking.
Write in the comments, what is one phrasal verb you will use today? I read every comment. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and keep growing. See you in the next video.